If you are on a website such as this one, and you would like to capture that image of that fabric swatch, but the only thing that you can do is take a screenshot of the entire monitor screen, then there is a way to crop that fabric out of the screenshot in Dream Draper itself. You don't have to resort to another program to do that cropping. Now in this first example, I'm going to insert a screenshot of a furniture web page. There. Now if this moved a little fast for you, please remember we do have a detailed tutorial on our website that covers inserting images onto the canvas. So this was just a quick demo of that capability. Now this is a screenshot of a web page where I tried to right-click on that sofa, but I could not capture the JPEG. And I'm just zooming in so you can see it a little bit better. I'm going to crop that sofa out of the screenshot using the Photo Crop tool in Dream Draper. Now that tool is covered in detail in another tutorial on our website, so I'm not going to go into the full capabilities of that tool, but I just want to demo it for you here. Now normally when you are cropping an image out of a photo or a JPEG, you're using the cubic Bezier tool to trace around the object, or you could even use the polygon or the polyline. But in reality, you can use any of the drawing tools to crop something out of a JPEG. And in this instance, I'm going to do a little bit of a shortcut. Rather than using the cubic Bezier, I'm going to use the rectangle tool. So I'll click on my rectangle icon up here, and I'm going to draw a rectangle around that sofa, and just make sure that you capture the entire sofa. And I'll release my mouse. There, I just drew the rectangle. Now when you use the photo crop, you need to have two objects highlighted on your canvas. You need to have your drawn object, which is either a trace, or in this example it's the rectangle, and you want to have your image, your screenshot or your JPEG image highlighted. So let me zoom out so you can see more of the canvas. Right now I just have my rectangle highlighted on the canvas. I do want to have both the rectangle and the JPEG image, so I'm going to depress my Shift key and keep it depressed while I highlight the screenshot here. There. And now you can see both of the objects are highlighted. At this point you can release your finger from the Shift key, and if you'll notice now this crop image icon is activated, and I'm going to go ahead and crop that sofa. There. Now I need to do one more thing to this picture of the sofa that I just cropped. But first let me zoom in again so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. There. Now what I also want to do is I want to draw, in this case I'm going to draw a square, and I'm actually going to place it behind the sofa. Right now it's in front, but if I click on this command here, send to back, there. Now my sofa is on top of the square, and you can see that it still has this white background. So I can quickly get rid of that white background. I first have to highlight the sofa, and I'll just move it over a little bit like this. Now, in order to get rid of that white background, you do want to open up your Properties window. And I like to keep it open when I'm working with it by clicking on this middle icon, which looks like a push pin on a PC. And let me just widen this a little bit more. There. Now, to get rid of that white background on that sofa, just click on the eyedropper here and then touch the white. There. And if you remember from the other demos, I can take out more white. You see there's a little bit of a white edge around the sofa, and I can remove that by moving my transparency bar here a little bit more to the right. That'll take out more of the white. There, and you can see that white disappearing. I'm using the TKO Total Knockout tool, and we do have a detailed tutorial on this on our website, so I'm only showing you part of the capability of the TKO tool. So in summary, what we did was we started out with a website where we wanted to capture that sofa, but we couldn't do it using the traditional right-click method, and the only method available to us was taking a screenshot. Then we inserted that screenshot JPEG into DreamDraper onto the canvas. And what we want to do next is use the photo crop feature to crop out that sofa out of the screenshot. But notice one thing. Our crop image icon up here is currently deactivated. You can't crop unless you have your JPEG image highlighted along with a drawn object. For example, if you wanted to trace that sofa, you would have to have both objects highlighted at the same time. The next thing that I did was I used the rectangle tool, and I drew a rectangle around that sofa that tells the program that that is the area that I want to crop out of that screenshot. So make sure to have both your drawn object, in this case the rectangle, and the screenshot or your JPEG highlighted by keeping your finger depressed on the Shift key, and then you can highlight that screenshot. There, they are both now highlighted, and now look, the crop image icon is now enabled, and I can go ahead and click on it and crop that sofa right out of that screenshot. And then the final thing that we had to do was to remove the white background from that sofa now that it's cropped out of the screenshot. So make sure that the sofa is highlighted, and then you can click on the eyedropper in your Properties window and touch that white. There, and it's disappeared, and you can remove more of the white by moving your transparency bar to the right, and that will reduce the amount of white. There.